After almost 2 decades in prison, the so-called West Memphis Three are free this morning. They were convicted in the brutal murder of 3 Cub Scouts in Arkansas in 1993. But over the years, doubts emerged about their guilt, and several celebrities pushed to have them set free. 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty has been following this case for 4 years now. Erin joins us this morning. Erin, good morning.
And I'm still a little bit in shock, Russ. I really am. You know, I have been covering this case for, as Russ said, 4 years. And I've always believed that these men would eventually get out of prison, but not quite like this.
I did not want to take the deal from the get-go. However, they're trying to kill Damien.
Jason Baldwin almost turned down the deal that freed him and 2 others from prison yesterday, but it wasn't just about him. The highly unusual plea agreement meant that his friend Damien Echols, on death row for 17 years, would get his life back.
Still very much in shock, still overwhelmed.
Known as the West Memphis Three, Echols, Baldwin, and Jesse Miskelly were teenagers in 1994 when they were convicted of killing 3 8-year-old boys in the town of West Memphis, Arkansas: Stevie Branch, Christopher Byers, and Michael Moore. Echols was sentenced to death. Baldwin and Miskelly both got life. Investigators in this rural community believe that the teenagers, who wore black and listened to heavy metal music, killed the children as part of a satanic ritual. But in recent years, DNA evidence has been recovered at the scene, none of it linking the accused to the crime. Their freedom comes at a high price. Under the agreement known as an Alford plea, the men, who still say they are innocent, had to plead guilty to murder.
And the only thing that the state would do for us was to say, hey, we'll let you go, only if you admit guilt. And that's not justice, no matter how you look at it.
The family of the victim's reaction to the outcome of this case has been mixed. One father, Mark Byers, voiced his support for releasing the men. He thinks they're innocent, while another had to be removed from the court after an outburst.
Erin, you talked about this last night in the evening news, but let me ask you again. Why would the prosecution agree to a deal like this?
I really do see this as a face-saving move because even the prosecuting attorney admitted yesterday these guys were eventually going to get a trial. Might have taken 2 years, but they were going to. And there's no evidence to tie them to it anymore. They would have been acquitted. So this way, they get their guilty pleas. They look good, and these guys get out. It's not a perfect, as you're going to talk to Steve Braga,
right.
It's not a perfect deal.
Interesting. Erin Moriarty, 48 Hours mystery. Thanks a lot.